Foreign Affairs and Immigration Minister Fred Mitchell is continuing to defend the actions taken by the government in the case of two Cuban migrants. Last week, the men were ordered released from the Department of Corrections despite Mitchell's declaration that they're a security risk and should have been detained after their court appearance.
He again stressed that all protocols were carried out in trying to find a third country for the men. However, they were refused. Janina Ferguson has more on this saga.
Cuban nationals Carlos Pupo and Lazario Serra, who were released by the Supreme Court, remain at large and, according to Minister of Foreign Affairs and Immigration Fred Mitchell, were spotted last week in Bimini and are still considered a national security risk.
The court ordered them released, so they're released. The question is, what do you lawfully do after that fact? The advice we have is that they can be rearrested, and if we find that they will be rearrested.
If and when captured, Minister Mitchell said these men could be charged with no landing status. He further indicated that the Cubans will be held as government seeks a third country for them, as all previous attempts have failed. He listed a number of infractions allegedly committed by these men, including attempts to burn down the Carmichael Road Detention Center. But because of their status, they were never charged.
Dealing with migrant issues, that you try to avoid criminal charges as such, because the assumption is that, the basic assumption is that people are seeking to escape to a better life, so on and so forth. So usually the way you deal with this is just expel the people from the country. You would have expected that these people would be in this position for such a long time, because some countries are very quick to accept people who are seeking a better life. So obviously, for various reasons, countries were not willing to accept these folks.
And although these men were determined to be a national security risk before their release, questions remain on why they were not immediately rearrested by immigration officials once they left court. Minister Mitchell also chastised various media entities for their reporting of the matter, stating that they refused to accept the facts. He reported that a cabinet paper was stolen, but said there are no opposing views among cabinet members on the issue.
We're in one cabinet, and there's no disagreement that I know of on any policy matters with regard to this, but the questions remain as they have been.
Now, the immigration minister also took issue with the pair's legal representative, Fred Smith, QC.
The Tribune headline says, "Don't lay a finger on Cubans." So I'm supposed to be shaking in my boots. Just let the public understand. Fred Smith, QC, does not determine any aspect of public policy in this country. He doesn't impact what happens in immigration. No one pays any attention to him. He is well known for gross exaggerations and defamatory statements against the Department of Immigration.
Meanwhile, as the search continues for the two Cubans, Minister Mitchell anticipates police will issue an all-points bulletin for their arrest later this week. Janina Ferguson, ZNS Network News.